Hey everybody, meteorologist Brad Panovich here with your Ski Southeast forecast. Well, bad news in the middle of the week. We had some rain and mild temperatures, but there's a little glimmer of hope going into the weekend that the snowmakers should be able to recover a lot of our base here. So the final weekend of February looking pretty good in the Southeast. So I'm going to start tonight with a look at the forecast. This is the good news. We're going to go with the good news first. I think snowmaking opportunities start Friday in West Virginia, Virginia, and Maryland. Cold enough there that snowmakers probably going to be able to make snow, if not every night, maybe even during the day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe more nighttime on Tuesday. Now in North Carolina, a little bit less snowmaking opportunities, but there's actually a chance for natural snow on Sunday. So if you're heading to the mountains this weekend, don't let the rain and warm temperatures this week. There's plenty of base. The groomers are great. They stash big piles of snow to spread it out for the weekend. So they're going to be in pretty good shape this weekend. But let me kind of show you what's going on. We'll talk about this system that's coming in this weekend. This front that's going to be over us on Friday is going to cool us off enough that we're probably going to have some natural snow and maybe some snowmaking opportunities to the north. This is why I'm a little optimistic by Friday night. We're going to have snowmaking opportunities, at least up here and maybe down into North Carolina. Now, the natural snow there, I wouldn't read too much into that, probably a few flurries, but it would be an added bonus. Going into the weekend, Saturday's cold and dry with some clouds, but going into Saturday night into Sunday, we've got a southern branch system, and it doesn't look real impressive here, but I think it's going to be plenty cold enough that we're going to get some snow above 3,500 feet in North Carolina. So for that reason, I'm going to actually keep the snow chances, excuse me, for Western North Carolina for Sunday. That system's in and out quickly, and it should stay cold enough Monday, as you see the flow coming out of the north here, that this will provide enough cold air that we can still make snow on Monday. So that's why the weekend overall is not bad at all. Now, going through the middle of the week, it's somewhat cold and dry, but notice the flow starts to shift around to the south. Now, let's look at this snowfall amounts. Now, not a ton to write home about. There's a little Friday night, Saturday night event. Again, that's an added bonus. It's more the cold temperatures are coming back. That's the big story. And then we'll go into Saturday night into Sunday, and you can see some of these areas in North Carolina, the higher elevations are going to be a big bonus for us. So actually from Beech Mountain South, and this could be an instance where maybe Cataloochee gets a little bit of a surprise. That bullseye right there, by the way, Mount Mitchell. No ski resort there, but sure would be nice, wouldn't it? Mitchell County. Some great snow there. We go through the beginning of next week. No real big signs of natural snow. So, first question. We got March around the corner. Are we done, Brad? I don't know. I don't think so, and I'm going to show you why. So we got the ridge that was with us this week. There's a dip in the jet stream for early next week. That's a good pattern. That's cold and a little bit of snow. We go into next week, another little dip. So not bad, especially across the southeast. Let's go later in the week. Now, there is a flat ridge that develops in the middle of next week. What I mean by that, it's not the big blowtorching southeast ridge. This is the middle of the country ridge. So the southeast ridge is actually beaten down a little bit. We've got a dip out west and a dip here, okay? As long as you're seeing undulations there in the jet stream, that's kind of a good thing for us, because that means we're still got an active pattern. And you see that trough working its way east? Okay, that first weekend in March looks a little mild. We got a little hint of the southeast ridge there, but there's also hints that we might see another surge of cold air on the way. So this is not what we want to see. This thing right here is ideal. So let's take a look. Let's look at the long range pattern here. So there's what we call the 500 millibar height. So there you are. We're looking at 500 millibars. There's the East Coast right now. That's not great for cold and snow, obviously, here on a Thursday night going into Friday. But as we go into the weekend, you see the ridge kind of flatten out a little bit. We go through the weekend. Not horrible. Again, when you're looking at this, the red's not so much as important as the fact that we've got a little bit of troughing here. We've got trough here, and the ridge is kind of in between. We'd love to see this back up a little bit. So that's not great for next weekend, but there's hints. It's something to keep a very close eye on. Again, this is that first weekend in March. As we go past that weekend, you see that ridge dominates, and then look at this thing out west. What is this trough out west going to do? It starts dominating the middle and western part of the country, and in the southeast, we've got this persistent little anomaly here. So I know right away people, oh, that's bad, Brad, but the fact that we've got so much ridging going on here, this shifts east or this shifts south, it's still a very active pattern. And that's what I'll tell you. People read too much into specifics and long-range forecasting. I look for ingredients for stuff, and the fact that we've got some of these parts there is certainly something to keep an eye on as we go into long range. So I'm not going to say we're completely done with winter yet, March is a very wild month, and it's something to pay attention to. And as always, March can be a really surprise if you pick one of those weekends early in the month, because there tends to be still plenty of snow on the ground, cheaper rates, and the fact that we're probably going to have a pretty decent chance that we're going to see at least maybe one or two more storms before we fully get into the spring season. Of course, I'll talk more about this pattern, but we are turning a little bit of a calendar corner here, getting into March, where it becomes a little more fickle. There's a lot more warm spells than cold spells, but I can tell you, I've skied a lot in March, and some of these storms, they time out right, you could have some great skiing. If you're heading to the mountains this weekend, have a great time. I'm going to be at App this weekend, I think on Saturday with my son skiing, so we'll enjoy some of the spring conditions as it gets cold again. But as always, think snow. We still got some time to get some runs in before the season is fully over.